back, Hebron. We're back. We'll learn lesson 3 of beginning Hebrew. So far we've learned 4 letters: Gimel, Lamed, Dalet, and Bet. Remember? Okay. Today we'll learn 2 letters and we'll get credit for 1. And we'll learn a vowel. So let's start in with Aleph. The block Aleph is really beautiful. This is Aleph. And the sound of Aleph has been lost over the centuries. It used to be a glottal stop. Like if you were saying, uh-oh, it's a glottal stop. In Arabic, they have this letter and they call it Alif, and it still is a glottal stop. If you listen to Arabic for 15 seconds, you'll hear them going, a couple of times. That's the Alif. But in Hebrew, they don't make the glottal stop typically. We just pronounce whatever vowel happens to be under it. Whatever vowel comes with it, that's what we pronounce. So, let's write some Alephs. Aleph. It's silent, so we'll just go Aleph. 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 We've got a word, ba, which means comes or is coming. Ba. Ba. It's a masculine verb. Ba. Write it a couple of times. Ba. 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 Comes, is coming. Another word, Abba. Abba means daddy. Abba. Aleph. Betach. Bet. Comets. Aleph. Abba. Abba, daddy. So that's the letter Aleph. Next we'll learn a letter called Vet. The Vet looks kind of like the beak of a bird. Looks kind of like the Bet, except that it doesn't have a dot. And the sound that it makes is V. It makes the sound V, as in varum. It's a Vet. And with this letter, we can write Av, which means father. Av. We see this in Genesis. Avram, father, exalted father, or Avraham, father of a multitude. Av is a formal word for father. We can write aval. Aval means but. Aval means but. And this little vowel here, a line with the two dots, we won't even talk about it yet. We'll get to it later. But it goes ah. Aval. Now we have another vowel that we will learn. It's made with 3 dots. If we have a word up here, we'll put 3 dots underneath the line like so, and it will have a sound of e. E. As in egg. This is an egg vowel. We can put it under an aleph. And we have the word el. El means to. Like toward, el. Write it a couple of times. El. 3 dots. This vowel is called a segol. Segol means a cluster of grapes. Do you see a cluster of grapes there? Or does it look like bowling pins? Either way, it's an egg vowel. It goes A. And with that, we can write another word, beged, with a bet, a segol, a gimel, and a segol, and a dalet. Beged. It means garment. Another great word, I love this word, degel. Degel. Write it, say it. It means flag. So today, instead of giving you a song, I wanted to tell you a little story, sort of. When you're learning a language, it's kind of like doing a lot of parroting. I've done Pimsleur Chinese and Pimsleur Hindi. For me, it's a game. I like to do it. I've always fiddled with languages, and I'm kind of like a parrot. I can parrot things pretty well. So I've got these parrot jokes. I collect parrot jokes. One time there was a man who was going to have a friend of his who was a contractor come and work on his house. And the customer of the contractor was going to be at work. He told his contractor friend, he said, well, just get the key out from under the mat, go in the house, do the work, and when I get home from work, I will pay you. And the contractor said, well, what about that Doberman Pinscher of yours? I'm a little nervous about your dog. He's pretty big. The homeowner said, oh, Spike, don't worry about him. You just go about your business and he'll go about his. Don't worry about him. But just don't mess with the parrot. So the contractor came in and he put down his tools, and the parrot looked and said, oh, look, he's got tape on the handle of his hammer. He's not a real contractor. And the man was getting set up, and the parrot says, well, normally a man would cover all the furniture in the house to make sure that dust wouldn't get all over the place. And he kept a running commentary on everything the contractor was doing and really getting on the contractor's nerves. Finally, after a couple of hours, the contractor made a mistake. He cut a board too short. And the parrot said, "Oh, this is too good. This is hilarious. What comedy, what entertainment." By then the contractor had enough. He says, "Okay, I'm going to cover the bird cage. I've heard enough from you, bird." And he goes to cover the bird cage. And the parrot says, "Hey, what are you trying to do? Sick 'em, Spike." On page 6 of the book, we have some useful expressions. At the top, the word for that means who is me. Me in Hebrew means who. To say he in Hebrew, you say who. Who is the Hebrew word for he. To say she, the Hebrew word for she is he. The word for Jerusalem is Yerushalayim, and the word for city is Ir. So, in the way of homework, you can do the blanks, fill in the blanks that are on page 6, in the middle of the page, and you can translate from Hebrew to English on the bottom of the page. You can do matching on page 7 to the top part of the page and go from Hebrew to English at the bottom of the page. On page 8, you can write in cursive. It's written in block. Write it in cursive and then write what it means in English. Write it in cursive, write what it means in English. And on the bottom of the page, there's matching. Dal, find pour. For galgal, find wheel, and do matching. For homework for this week, start with page 6. In the middle of the page, fill in the blanks. At the bottom of the page, translate from Hebrew to English. Page 7, on the top, do matching. On the bottom, translate from Hebrew to English. Page 8, we have two things to do. First, write in cursive, and second, write it in English. Translate it to English. And on the bottom, do matching. Also, this week, do lesson 3 of Pimsleur Hebrew, and you'll be blessed. You'll be well on your way to getting started with the Hebrew alphabet. Thank you.